Hi teachers, in this video I am going to walk you through how to set up a class and roster students if you create a class on your own. So if you don't already have an account on Guru, please go to guru.org. We recommend that you use that URL on your laptop, desktop, or on a tablet. Currently we do have an app, it's called Navigator for Learners, but that's only set up for students at the moment. So to make sure that you have access to a teacher account, go to the URL guru.org. Once you're here, click Free Sign Up in the upper right-hand corner. It's really only a few clicks after that. You can just click on Sign Up with Gmail and use your school or Gmail account. And then you can create a class, or you can click Not Now, and I'll show you how to create a class at a later date when you log back in. So once you've created your teacher account, every other time you log in, you can come to guru.org and just click Login. So I have an existing account, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to enter in the email address. And then I'm going to click Sign In with Google. And you might be prompted to enter your password, or if you've already signed in before, it'll just bring you right to your home page. So I know that this is a teacher account because it says Classrooms right here. If you accidentally end up with a student account, it will say My Study. So it says Classrooms, so that's a good sign. And I can start working on creating my own classroom. So many of you will probably be looking for a Math Navigator class. So I'm going to follow these steps for Math Navigator. So the first thing I need to do is create a name for my classroom. So I'm just going to name it Period 3 Math. You can name it whatever you want. You can also change it later. I'll show you how to do that. And then click Create Class. So we need a little bit of specifics here. So the first thing I'm going to click is K-12. And then since I'm going to be doing Math Navigator, I'm going to come down here and click Math. Be careful not to click SA Math or TZ Math. You can always click the back arrow if you make a mistake. So I'm going to click Math. And then I'm going to click Common Core State Standard since our Math Navigator course is Common Core aligned. Finally, I'm going to select the grade that I teach, which is grade 5, and then I'm going to confirm. So up until this point, you can just click the back arrow if you make a mistake or if you selected the wrong grade. When you get to the end and everything's correct, just click confirm. So I'm brought to this class activities page. I'm going to click this X button up here just to show you that the classroom was created. Here it is, Period 3 Math. I have this default image, some icons down here. So I have this empty classroom and now I need to assign a course to it. So to do that, I'm going to click on this default image. I'm going to click on Advanced up at the top of the screen, and then I'm going to click Learning Journey. So here we see all of the courses that are available to add to that empty classroom I just created. Up at the top here we have some of the featured or more recently created courses, and you can scroll from side to side to see what's there. Okay, so I see some Math Navigator courses are here. I actually see the one I want, Math Navigator Grade 5. Also down at the bottom, you can click on Guru Catalog to see what courses are available. Things in the Guru catalog are created by Guru users around the world. So any teacher can create a course and it'll be shown in the Guru catalog. So you can see we have some courses here from India, some from the United States, and from other countries around the world. So to narrow down your search, we can just type in Math Navigator. And I've narrowed it down here. So again, I can find grade 5. Here it is. So I can add it from here by clicking the plus icon. I can do the same by clicking the plus icon on those featured courses on the page prior to this. So I'm just going to do it here and click Add. And I can get a preview here of all of the material. So it is Common Core aligned, separated out by domain and then by competency or standard. So I'm going to click this X again just to show you that this course has been added to that empty classroom we created. So instead of that default image that was gray, I now have grade 5 Math Navigator added to my Period 3 Math class. So we're one step away. We now need to just add students to the class so we have someone to do some learning. So to adjust the roster anytime for any class you create, just click on the wheel icon. It brings you to your class settings. So I'm going to do that here. So I got a little bit of background information about my course. I can see the name. If I want to change it, I certainly can. If I wanted to change it to Math Rockstars, I can do that by clicking that pencil icon. So I'm going to change it back to Period 3 Math. And once you click the pencil icon and change the name, if you just click somewhere else on the screen, it'll save the name. You can change the name as many times as you want just by clicking that pencil icon. You can also change the thumbnail. If you have a fun picture to include, you can do that. You'll see that the framework is set as Common Core State Standards, and the class grade is 5. So that is the grade that I selected at the very beginning, and the class grade is essentially the destination we want all of our students to reach. So one more thing to do before I start adding students is I would like to use Math Navigator's Diagnostics. So I'm going to turn on or toggle on this toggle here, which is present a diagnostic to determine the student's current location if not known. So toggle that to yes just by clicking on it. And what the diagnostics are pretty short little assessments, maybe 10 to 15 questions that get a feel for where the student should start. So they might be at a 3rd grade level for measurement and data, and they might be at a 5th grade level for fractions. So to get that individualized learning journey, we do recommend that you use the diagnostics that are available in the system. So I've toggled that to on, which means now when my students log in, the first time they'll be prompted to take a diagnostic that'll sort them and figure out where they should start on their learning journey. If you come over to the right here, it says the teacher's name. I can also add a co-teacher. So if I have a paraprofessional in the room with me, or if I have a co-teacher or someone else I want to have full access to all of my settings and my students and their data, I can click add here and I can enter the email address of that teacher or person. Please be aware to do this, that teacher needs to have an account on Guru already. If they don't, ask them to create one and then you can search for them and add them. So if you search for their email address and you get a red error message saying that person doesn't exist, it just means that they don't have an account on Guru yet. Once they create a teacher account on Guru, you can search for them and add them here by clicking the plus button. So I'm not going to add any co-teachers right now. I do need to add some students though. I do have to have somebody learn something. So I can come down a little bit more, and this is my student settings area. So right now I clearly have no kids in my class. There are a couple of different ways I can add students. The first way is I can share the class code with my students and have them join the classroom. So when students create their accounts and log in for the first time, they have a box that says join a classroom. They can click not now, or they can join a classroom at that time. They'll always have a big blue box on their home screen where ours said, as a teacher, it said create a classroom. On the student page, it says join a classroom. So they can add this code, which is right here, at any time to join your class. So if you want to provide this code to your students, they can add it and then they can join your class. There is still a little bit of setup that you'll need to do as a teacher. So I recommend adding your students on your own and having everything set up for them. So when they log in, they're already a part of your class. So let's see what that looks like. To add students to my class, I'm just going to click this Add Students button. And again, just like with the co-teacher that needed to have a Guru account before I could search for them, the same is true for your students. So even if you decide not to give your students the code, they still need to have created an account on Guru in order for us to search for them and find them. So if you ask your students to just create an account on Guru by going to guru.org and clicking free sign up, they can follow the same simple steps that you followed to create your account, except they'll click student instead of teacher. They can click not now to join a classroom later, and you can do the joining for them, and I'll show you those steps right here. So sort of the moral of the story is, in order to search for email addresses for either co-teachers or for students, those people need to have accounts with Guru first. So I'm going to search for some students who have already created accounts on Guru, and I'm going to add them to my class. So I'm going to search for some by email. So let me do that here. So I entered the full email address, and then I can click this magnifying glass or press enter. Okay, if the student is in the system, meaning they have an account on Guru, their name will show up. I can click on their little avatar and I'll get check marks and I can add them. So Nettie has been added. I'm going to add another student by email just to show you that one more time. Full email address. So nothing came up for Mary Douglas Leakey, so that means I don't have the right email address for her, or she hasn't created an account yet and I can reach out to her to have her do that. So let me try one more student. Same with Evelyn. Oh, I spelled her name wrong, so that's a good hint for me. There she is. So I'm going to add Evelyn, same way I added Nettie. So I have 2 students in my class. And some students will create usernames. If you happen to know the username they created for their account, you can search for those. It's always easier, in my opinion, to search for email addresses since a student probably can't change their school email address. But I know Sally's username, so I can search for her that way and add. And let's do one more username. I know Vera's rubric username, so I can search for that as well. There's Vera. Let's add her. So I have 4 students in my class, and we have one more step to do before everything's ready to go. So I can see destination is 5th grade. That's the same here. It's my class grade. So we want our students to be on grade level. So that is the destination. If I know that Sally is advanced and probably needs 6th or 7th grade material, I can absolutely click that. So if I want to set her destination to 6th grade, I can select it from the drop down and just click Apply Settings. You can change the destination and move it forward at any time. Just come back into your settings using that wheel icon, the drop down, select the destination, and then just click that blue Apply Settings button. So you can see for math level, it says choose one. So because I'm using the diagnostic, I toggled it on over here. Math level or starting point isn't going to be set by me. It's going to be set by that diagnostic. So this value, if you toggle yes and decide to use those little diagnostics to decide where your students will start, this value is not important. It's just a formality that the system needs to know in order to know that those accounts are set up and ready to go. So it really doesn't matter what value you pick here if you've toggled on your diagnostic. If you're opting not to use the diagnostic and you would like to set the student's math level, do that here. So if you select no for diagnostic and you think, okay, Evelyn probably needs to start at grade 2, you can select that. Vera starts at grade 3, select that. So you can set the student's math level if you click no diagnostic. But if you're using a diagnostic, just pick any value here just to let the system know, yes, this account is ready to go. So once these values are filled in, click Apply Settings. And now my 4 students are ready to go. I can add students at any time. Just remember to set the math level and click Apply Settings so that they are ready to start working. So now when my 4 students log in and they click on their classroom, which they'll see right on their page because I've already rostered them, once they click, the first thing that they'll be asked to do is take a short diagnostic. So let's just come all the way back out to the very beginning so I can see my class. I can create another one following the same steps. I can click on the class settings icon, the wheel, to add more students, to add or remove a co-teacher, and to share the classroom code if that's how I'm choosing to add my students. You can click on the learning journey icon to get a preview of what material is included in your grade 5 math course. Again, this is Common Core aligned, so all of the domains and competencies or standards are from the Common Core. You can click on them to get a closer look and preview what your students will be seeing. Along the side, you can see your students, and you can also click on their names to see what their specific learning journeys look like. So this will update as your students take those diagnostics and as they work. So possibly Evelyn struggled a bit on the diagnostic. Maybe she has 3rd and 4th grade material included in her learning journey. That will update here after she takes the diagnostic. So that is how you create an account, how you create a classroom, add a course, and add students. If you're struggling or if you need any help, please feel free to reach out anytime to support@guru.org. Thank you.